Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today on the table we have a PSA Sabre-10. Let's get this one going. All right, folks, let's go ahead and get this review started. Now, I had to put it down on the table because, as you've probably seen in the very first clip, the gun looked really funky, and that's because of my green screen and the colors of this gun. So this is the accurate color, so this is probably the best way to do this. All right, let's start at the back and make our way forward. Okay, so at the back here, the gun comes with B5 Systems furniture. I really like B5 Systems, especially these stocks. I run these on my AR-15s, the black version, and I really like them. So it has a nice rubber butt pad at the back here, OG sling attachments here and here, and then you have QD sling attachments on either side. You got a little B5 branding right there. Obviously adjustable. Now, what I like about this is two things: is how wide the cheek rest is on these, which is really nice. But it has these tubes here as well, so you would need to essentially take this stock off, and then you turn these tubes and you can pull them out, and you can store batteries and whatever else you would like in there. And there's one on either side. And I find them super helpful if you're running lights that take CR123 batteries or an EOTech or something like that. It's really nice to be able to store batteries in the back there, in my opinion. Moving along, you have your buffer system here. It has a rifle length buffer, spring and a hitch buffer in here. It's a mil-spec buffer tube. Now, moving down to the castle, that PSA actually stakes in two places, and it has been staked here and here, and the staking looks excellent. Really nicely done. Moving to the charging handle, we have a Radian charging handle that's branded part PSA and part Radian. As you can see here, that's the PSA logo, Radian Raptor LT. Ambidextrous. These are, Radian makes some of the best charging handles out there, in my opinion. These are really good. These are an excellent upgrade, which, as you probably are aware if you're watching this video, PSA, their Sabre line is their Gucci line, where they've added all the fancy stuff in. So that is a nice charging handle. All right, so let's move along to the upper and lower receiver. This is the billet version, and that does make a difference. We'll go over that in a second. So billet, upper and lower receiver. You have upgraded takedown pins. You have a Radian ambi safety selector. These are really, so it's a little longer on this side and a little shorter on this side. So it's set the way it is right now. If you want to do like a short throw, you can take out the safety, and there's a way to adjust it. And so the safety actually goes like that. Instead of going all the way there, it just makes it a little shorter, like a short throw safety. So kind of a cool feature if you're into that. And as I say, really nice that it is ambidextrous. Again, nice upgrade right out of the box. Moving along, this is your bolt release. This is the upgrade that comes in the billet version. There is no bolt catch. Well, there is, but it's not ambi. So this is the bolt release on this side. So you have an ambi bolt release, not an ambi bolt catch. So again, nice to have. It's got some really nice texturing on there. Moving down to your mag release, you can see here it's got some nice texturing on there also. And then you'll notice we have some anti-walk pins on our trigger. We'll go over that in just a sec. Let me just show you the other side here. Bolt catch and release. And as I say, there is no... so that's your bolt catch and release on that side. Okay, moving down, we're going to just keep going with this lower receiver real fast before we move on to anything else. You'll notice here it comes down, and then you've got your enhanced trigger guard. This is all one piece, so this cannot be changed out, which is fine. I like enhanced trigger guards. They are my preferred go-to anyway, so I do like that. Again, you have the B5 Systems furniture on here. You have their grip, has nice texturing front, back, and side. Excuse me, not on the back, on the sides and the front. There's no storage compartment in the bottom, which is kind of a nice feature to have on your grips. So, but it's not there, which is fine. Moving along to the trigger. Let's talk about this trigger real fast. So you've got a Sabre 2-stage trigger here. I believe it's called a Sabre Cloth. Let's take out this mag first. This is a Lancer mag, 20-round mag that comes with the rifle if your state allows it. Nice mag. But let's go over the trigger. So 2-stage trigger, you've got a little bit of take up, that first stage, and it's light. And then you come to the wall, Very nice break in there. Let's check out the reset, a little bit of let out. Very positive and tactile. It's a pretty nice trigger right out of the box. Let's do a test weight on this. That says 2 pound trigger. Let's try that one more time. As I say, it's definitely a light trigger. So let's try that again. £2. It's coming about a 2 pound trigger pull. It's a very nice light trigger, and it did make all the difference when I was doing the accuracy testing. So nice trigger out of the box. Okay, there you have your slightly flared magwell, kind of standard. Moving back up, you have your dust cover, brass deflector, pretty much everything is standard there. Okay, moving along. Well, actually, let's take off this optic because it's kind of in the way. This is just a Trijicon 1-in-8. I can't remember the make and model. It's an older version, and it is pretty heavy. So let's move to the top here. Full 1913 pick rail all the way along, as you can see. But let's come to how this rail attaches to the upper receiver. You'll notice like sometimes you'll have like anti-rotation tabs just at the top here that some handguards will have to stop it rotating, but you can see here that tab essentially is all the way from here down to here. And you can see that how it kind of pieces together. So once this goes on, this is not going to rotate. The handguard is not going to rotate, and that's a big deal if you have any kind of lasers or aiming devices past the break here, like if you've got backup irons or something like that. You don't want your handguard to obviously rotate, and that will stop that from doing that. You do have some overbuilt QD sling attachments on either side, right here. And then you've got some branding. You got the kind of the PSA logo here and here, made in the USA and things like that. So let's slide this along. So coming to the handguard, this is a 16-inch barrel underneath this handguard. You've got M-lock slots kind of all the way around, and you've got some lightning cuts right here. 6 o'clock position, more M-lock, lightning cuts, and then 9 o'clock and the 11 o'clock, you've got more M-lock slots. So there's tons of room there to add lights, lasers, whatever you may need. So very nice indeed. Now, below this handguard, as I said, it is a 16-inch barrel. It's a 416R steel with a 1-in-10 twist. It has an adjustable gas block in here. I know it's very hard to see. And it does come with a long like kind of Allen key, so you can put it in the top there and adjust the gas key in here. So this, you can run these suppressed. You just got to change out your muzzle device, because this is a Sabre, what do they call this one? They're Sabre flash hider. I can't remember exactly the name of it. Anyway, it's not designed to take any kind of mounting suppressor system. So if you have your favorite system you like, you have to take that off and put a new muzzle device on there, but that's totally fine to do. Now I've kind of gone over the outside features of the gun. To take this down is the same as any old AR-15, AR-10. You're just going to pop that front and back pin, take them off, and you're just going to separate them like so. If I pulled that one all the way out, which I did not. Okay, on the inside you'll see obviously we've got your trigger pack, your H buffer like I mentioned, and that's pretty much that. Let's take a look at your bolt carrier grip. So this is your big old AR-10 bolt carrier grip, hard chrome finish. Let's have a look at the staking here in the gas keys. So the gas keys are also upgraded, as you can see, and that staking on there looks very, very good. Always happy to see some great staking. Just shows that they're taking some pride in their work. Now, if I remember correctly too, this is HP tested. Yeah, high pressure tested. If I could get on camera, you can see it right there. I'm not going to break this down any further, but that is your AR-10 bolt that comes with the Sabre. All right, now that we're back together, let's head off to the 100-yard range and see how the accuracy does. All right, so let's go over these results. Now we're going to start from worst to best. So first of all, we're going to start with the PSA Sabre 308 Winchester 150 grain. This was round 1. So I did 2 rounds. I actually started with the Federal, but anyway, we'll go with that in a sec. So this is the Sabre first round that I did. There's a quarter, just to give you kind of a size reference as well. Let's have a look here. Just over 2 MOA at the widest mark right here. As you can see, these are obviously a little closer. So about 2.5 MOA on the first round with the PSA Sabre. Not fantastic, not terrible. On the second round, it was doing okay. I have a couple of, like a little one that I kind of flew here. But, you know, I was getting kind of the same result. This is about 2 MOA at the closest. Obviously, if we pull this one in, it widens that. But that kind of gives you an idea. This little clump's pretty good right there. So not the best, not the worst with that PSA Sabre. Let's go to PMC 308, or 308, I should say. Get in trouble for that one. All right, so 308 Winchester, 147 grain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see here. The widest mark on this one is just smidge over 2 MOA from here to here. Again, we grip not too bad, but overall not terrible with the PMC, not fantastic. This was the second round with it, and it's kind of the same result. You can see here with that quarter again. The widest one here is approximately 2 MOA, and that one's like 1.5. So it did okay with these two. It definitely wasn't the best results from the day with those. But moving on to the X-Tac, this is where we started seeing some really nice stuff. So this is the X-Tac. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I knew it when I pulled. I actually knew it when I pulled this one, but obviously it is what it is. You can see here if I put that quarter over it, it's really good, except from that one. We are under 1 MOA with this grouping. With this flyer, it's at 2.5, but this was more of an accurate representation of this grouping. So did pretty good with that X-Tac on round 1. When I went to round 2, opened up a little bit. Now you got to remember too, like this is based on me shooting, and you know, there's variables in that. But you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the quarter. Not terrible. Under maybe a 1, just over 1.5 inch MOA with that second round. So it wasn't as good as the first one, but still not too bad. I would say about 1.5 MOA. Now this is the Federal premium. This is the premium gold medal Sierra King match, 175 grain. I really do like this stuff. Now this first round is when I was just started shooting, and the barrel wasn't warmed up or anything like that. So take this for what it is, but the results are still good. There's the quarter, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, that's just about 1 3/4 MOA at that widest point right there. And then the very, very last grouping I did was round 2 with the Federal of the day. So the gun or the barrel was warmed up and everything was, you know, I was getting more used to the gun and, you know, than shooting it. So there's the quarter. If you put that over, it actually hides 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are all right there at about half MOA. So this was the very last grouping of the day with the Sierra Match King, and the result was absolutely excellent. I mean, you couldn't ask for better accuracy. In my opinion, that is really, really good out of this gun. So yeah, very nice accuracy with that. All right, so let's kind of wrap things up here. Now you can see why I kind of put it down the table, that funky coloring with my green screen. But yeah, let's just talk about the accuracy real fast. It was really good, obviously, with the Sierra Match King. It was excellent. Very impressed with the accuracy. Again, play with different brands. You know, wherever you get a gun, especially a rifle, you're going to want to test different brands, different weights, things like that. See what the gun likes. Obviously, that's why I went through 4 different boxes, and you can see 1 or 2 of them it wasn't super keen on, and then like the X-Tac and the Federal, it was like, oh yeah, I like this, and it, you know, started giving me some really good accuracy. So so yeah, play with that, see what ammo you get and what it likes best. No problem shooting it. I went through a fair amount of ammo on this. No problems whatsoever. Being their Sabre line, as I mentioned, it's got tons of upgrades right out of the box. So for me, it's like this is one of those ones that you can just take out the box, slap an optic on it, and it's ready to go, because you really don't need to upgrade anything on here because it's already been done for you. So lots and lots of nice upgrades right out of the box. But pretty cool little rifle. No complaints from me. If you have any questions, any comments, please ask them below. Happy to help out wherever I can. And that's it. Until next time, folks, I'll catch you later.